Hello, all. Welcome to a new Silly Point episode. As you can see, both Zayed and me have had nice haircuts. We've gone from rock stars to nerds in one day. At least that's what my wife says. So today we're going to do a quick roundup of the IPL, talk about the big highlights from the matches that have gone by. And as always, I've got Zahid here with me. Both of us have been trying to follow each game pretty closely, and we're just going to talk about certain teams, certain players, certain trends maybe, yeah, and see where we get to. So Zahid, what do you think we should start with?
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's been an interesting one. It started off couple of high-scoring games, and then it's just been a few low-scoring 140, 150, which hasn't been
Yeah,
chased down.
yeah,
So I think that's an interesting place to start. And we thought initially it would be a Chennai thing
yeah,
because the first couple of times it happened was in Chennai, but then we saw a couple of games in Mumbai as well
yeah,
where
yeah.
the
I
same thing
think it
happened.
Yeah, I think it might be down to the wickets in Mumbai. Obviously, we
Yeah,
saw the first game that happened in Mumbai was Rajasthan Kings, and we know
yeah,
everyone knows what happened there.
yeah,
And then the following games, I think, have been played on on a different wicket, different pitch. So that's where the difference is in Mumbai.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so let's see how that progresses. Chennai for sure. It seems like win toss bat first, and
yeah.
if you score 150, then it becomes really difficult to chase, it
Yeah.
seems.
But it's
um,
really weird because the teams, I mean, the chasing teams always start off pretty well.
yeah,
Sunrisers in both the games started off really well.
yeah,
KKR were
yeah,
it's only in the last 4 or 5 overs that all of a sudden the team started panicking or collapsing. I don't even know
yeah,
what happens.
yeah, I
And then you
mean,
have that one magic over. Krunal Pandya had that magic over.
yeah,
Shahbaz Ahmed had that big
magic over,
over.
yeah, yeah.
So that
it,
changes the whole game.
I think it's just down to the fact that really Chennai, when teams are batting second, especially under the lights,
Yeah,
the ball comes on nicely in the
yeah,
first 6 to 10 overs, and then it becomes difficult. The pitch gets slower and slower, and that's why Krunal and Shabazz
yeah,
Ahmed managed to get that kind of turn, purchase, slowness in the wicket. Um, and I think that's what has made it difficult for chasing teams.
yeah,
I think 2 points on that as well. You've got to commend Mumbai Indians because
yeah,
they've had 2 games, one against the Kolkata Knight Riders and one against the Sunrisers,
yeah,
that they have defended really low scores.
yeah,
And what a champion team. I mean,
yeah.
can't say much about them, can you?
Yeah. Speaking of Sunrisers, our picks to win.
Struggling, horribly struggling, and it's down to the weakness that we talked about in our previews, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
strong top order, strong bowling attack, but the middle order, you know, just
yeah,
not good enough. I
yeah.
mean,
Especially, yeah,
you'd imagine guys like Priyam Garg, Abdul Samad, Vijay Shankar. They've had lots of opportunities in the past.
yeah.
They should now be uh, repaying the faith of the management,
Yeah.
but not happening.
Especially when Warner, if he gets out early like he did in the first game,
Yeah,
then they're really struggling.
yeah,
I think the biggest problem is when we were discussing their 11th, I think we had Kane Williamson as a starter.
yeah,
Especially on these low-scoring pitch, games, you need
yeah,
Williamson to anchor the innings through.
yeah,
I mean, Johnny Bairstow is good. He played pretty well in the previous game,
yeah,
but you need someone to bat through
yeah,
when you're chasing 150, 160. I think Kane Williamson is perfect for that. So I don't really understand why they haven't played him. They've
yeah,
kept chopping around that one extra slot they've had.
yeah,
They've played Nabi, they've played Holder, they've played Mujib.
yeah.
But yeah, I
I
think they
mean,
need to give Williamson a chance.
I think Williamson is still recovering from his elbow injury. So
Uh,
I know David Warner has said in press conferences recently that he's progressing well. So they expect him to be fit in the next week. So
yeah,
looking forward to Williamson playing. Totally agree with you that he's the
yeah,
perfect batsman for these slow, low wickets. The question for the Sunrisers is, who do they drop out?
yeah. Because
You know,
Bairstow's had a good start. He's had two
yeah,
two good innings out of
yeah,
three.
yeah. Warner,
Warner, you can't drop. Rashid, you can't drop.
so yeah,
Uh, so and then you have to play one all rounder at least, one of Mujib or Holder.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's tough.
It's tough, and even then, okay, fine, let's keep the Williamson debate aside.
Yeah,
If you look back at their middle order, who's going to come in now?
yeah.
They still have Kedar Jadhav, who's
Kedar Jadhav.
They have Priyam Garg who's on the bench.
yeah,
So not many options. I don't
yeah,
know if they have very many all rounders. So
yeah,
it's a very difficult situation that they're in, and it's their own fault, right?
yeah,
They've had opportunities to maybe pick up a decent middle order overseas batsman if they wanted
yeah,
to, but they haven't done that. So and they forget about overseas. They could have even picked a decent Indian middle order bat.
yeah.
Kedar Jadhav, I don't consider him a decent middle order bat. So
Well, they have Manish Pandey, who they've like really put all their eggs in one basket, right? For him, Manish,
yeah,
he hasn't.
but then they ask him to play a kind of different role, right? They ask him
Yeah,
to bat at number three and anchor the innings. It
yeah,
seems that's what his role is. So
yeah.
yeah, I think lots of questions for Sunrisers.
Changing predictions.
Uh no, let's go with it. I mean, weirder things have happened. They're a strong team.
Yeah,
Even Mumbai Indians in the past, in their tournament winning um, in their
yeah,
tournament winning games, tournament winning seasons as well.
yeah,
Mumbai Indians started very slowly and then
yeah.
caught up later on. So anything can happen.
Fair enough.
And RCB is almost the flip side, right? They won 2 years in a
Yeah,
row. They're at the top of the table, but then anything can happen in the second half of the season.
yeah.
So and talking about RCB, what do you think of Glenn Maxwell in
Phenomenal.
RCB? Yeah,
My MVP on
that's a
track.
great choice. I think that's a very very good choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising he hasn't bowled yet. I don't know why, especially on the slow pitches.
Well, I think
I
it's
think
just
he
down. I think it's just down to the fact that RCB have got so many all-round options in their
yeah,
team. So Maxwell just doesn't get a chance to bowl.
yeah, yeah. But still, I think he should bowl an over or two, especially on the slower tracks. But yeah, maybe
Yeah,
if, this is a chance. I don't think he'll get to bowl when they move on to the flat pitches anyway. But anyways,
yeah, yeah.
let's see what happens. He's
But
but with
I
the
think
bat, I think amazing.
he's been phenomenal. The difference is role definition.
Yeah,
I don't think Maxwell had the kind of clarity when he was
yeah,
playing Kings 11. As soon as he's come into the RCB camp, I think he's been told you're going to bat at four. You
yeah,
can take your time. Yeah, you don't
yeah.
need to go bang bang from ball one.
Yeah. Ahead
Um,
of ahead of AB, I think that's a big statement as well.
well, again, it comes down to matchups and data.
Yeah,
The data suggests that AB de Villiers is phenomenal in the depth in the IPL.
yeah,
So they're just trying to you know they're just trying to break the lineup up as well, rather than have Kohli open, then de Villiers at three, Maxwell at four.
yeah,
They're trying to spread out the experience
yeah,
throughout the order. So I think it's working.
yeah. So far, so good, I think.
Yeah.
But let's see
Let's
how
see
it
how
goes
that.
on.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes on. One point that I really wanted to discuss and bring out, and I know this is, at least I think it's a controversial topic.
Mhm.
Sanju Samson, he's been a phenomenon in the IPL, right? He's regularly scored big runs. He's scored big hundreds as well.
Yeah,
But my opinion of Samson is that he's a flat track bully. I don't know if
yeah.
agrees
I
or disagrees with me.
yeah, I know it's very easy to get kind of distracted and kind of being off when he plays those innings and the 100 that he got, where he just is butchering the bowling, which he did a couple of times last year
Yeah,
in Sharjah though again, right?
yeah,
Swallow ground, and then we saw in Australia he completely struggled. He got
yeah.
caught on the
True,
boundary a couple of
true, true,
times.
true.
I mean, so yes, I think so. But I think he's got the potential. I think you give him time. He's still young, so I think he does need some time. So he can get there. He can become an international player. I have no doubt in that. But
Yeah.
right now, I think yeah, he is a little bit of a flat track bully, as you'd call it.
Well, yeah, because I completely agree to your point. The runs that he scored last year were all at Sharjah,
Yeah,
small flat ground. Yeah,
yeah,
and then when they moved on to like the bigger grounds in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, he struggled, right? And
yeah.
again, so far the evidence we've seen is he scored that brilliant hundred in Mumbai, albeit he was dropped by KL Rahul, so he had a life there. And then as soon as the track was a bit slower in Mumbai, he struggled, right?
He didn't get a life. He got caught straight away. Right, he got caught behind a quarter slippers as well in the second game.
In the second game, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
so
so you can. I mean, there's a pattern there for me. It does seem like yes, he has international quality, but whether he
yeah.
can translate that from the IPL to the to the international stage is yet to be seen. But at the moment, my opinion of him is that he's a flat track. People might disagree with me over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And looking at a team like Rajasthan, right? They clearly love to give lots of chances to young players. So
yeah,
maybe we should talk about some of the young medium pacers
yeah.
that have done well in the
Just
IPL.
before we actually move on to, I think Rajasthan. I mean, they've lost Ben Stokes,
Yeah,
and they've won without him. They lost with him.
yeah,
They've won without him. It might
yeah.
be a blessing in disguise. Even David Miller's come in and done phenomenally well. So
I agree. I thought about this and then I forgot to mention it. That
yeah,
yes, it seems like a blessing in disguise because Butler is now able to open,
yeah,
right? Miller is a middle order specialist batsman, and he's a left-hander, so kind of a like for like replacement for Stokes.
yeah,
And they didn't actually need Stokes to bowl because they've got so many all-rounders in there. They've
yeah,
got Tewatia, Riyan Parag, Chris Morris, and Shivam Dubey. So
yeah.
four all-rounders there. So lots of cover.
True.
So I think it's working out. And one other point, I mean, I know Samson denied that run
Yeah,
again against Kings. Like my opinion is slightly different. I would have gone for it.
yeah,
I know, Chris Morris was struggling that day, but all it needed was one good shot. And even if he got an outside edge, right,
yeah,
it would have gone for a four. It could have gone for a boundary, and they could have gone into a super over. So I know Samson has said that yes, 100 times I would have played that match. I would have not taken the run. Chris Morris has come out and said that yes, I was looking for a double on that ball. I just, my opinion is there was a better chance of Chris Morris hitting a four. I thought that that was statistically more possible
yeah,
than him hitting a six and winning the
yeah.
game. So, anyways,
Anyways,
hats off to Samson for
yeah,
taking the responsibility.
yeah, yeah. I
It takes
agree.
guts to do that.
Yeah. Moving on to the young fast bowlers and their impact.
Yes, yes,
Quite a few domestic and fast bowlers they've done really well.
yeah,
Chetan Sakaria,
yes, yeah,
Harshal Patel, obviously in the first game. I mean, he's not young; he's been around for a while now, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Um, Arshdeep Singh,
Arshdeep
Avesh
Singh
Khan had a
also,
good first game as well.
Avesh Khan, yes. I mean, I would say that,
Deepak
Harshal
Chahar,
Patel, Deepak Chahar, I mean, Deepak Chahar, he's been
he's
performing
an
quite well.
international as well. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Harshal Patel, again, maybe comes down to role definition. As
yeah,
soon as he was traded from Delhi to RCB, I think he was purchased for one specific role, and that was death bowling. So
yeah,
he's worked on that. He's worked on slower balls, on his Yorkers and stuff like that. So role definition there. Sakaria, he came out of nowhere for me.
yeah,
Like I picked someone like Karthik Tyagi as being the emerging player of
yeah,
the IPL, but he's not getting a chance because of Sakaria. So again, hats off to Rajasthan for plucking him uh,
yeah,
from from domestic cricket and then giving him an opportunity. Um, Avesh Khan as well. He's been on Delhi's bench for like 2 or 3 years now.
yeah,
So maybe he showed something something different in the nets compared to Ishan Sharma, Umesh Yadav.
yeah,
So again, very good pick there by Delhi. Yeah, it just seems like young Indian pacers, uncapped Indian pacers are the flavor of
yeah.
the season.
Yeah, and the expensive expensive foreign picks, Jai Richardson, Riley Meredith, Pat Cummins
Um,
also not the best of tournaments.
yeah, yeah. I mean, just coming back to Punjab, I just think the balance is out.
Yeah,
Having Jai Richardson bat at seven,
yeah,
I think that's a very, very bold call. It worked out in the first game.
yeah. But
Well, not
that's the thing.
quite,
It's a hit and
not,
miss, right?
yeah, yeah,
Hit and miss. You
yeah.
get 220 or you get 105. So
Yeah, 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 exactly. It's very hit and miss. And they do have all-rounders, right? They've got, if they want to look at overseas all-rounders, they've got Moises Hendricks, they've got
yeah,
Fabian Allen. And if
yeah,
they want to look at Indian options, they've got Saurabh Kumar, who's a slow left-arm option, and they've got
yeah,
Jalek Saxena, who's an off-spin option. So uh, it just doesn't look too good for them.
yeah. I'm surprised I haven't played Moses on Reeks yet because
Yeah,
he's a he fits in perfectly in that team. It's pretty
yeah,
obvious that they have their balance is a bit out.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I would actually go with Fabian Allen. He's a big hitter,
yeah,
right? And you
true.
get him to open the bowling along with Mohammad Shami, right? He can
Yeah,
give you good, 2 to 3 overs, even 4 overs on a good day.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, even someone like Chris Jordan is a better option at seven than Jai Richardson.
yeah,
So even if they want to drop Riley Meredith and pick Chris Jordan, then that's also better.
yeah.
But yeah, I think their balance is off and they need to do something if they want to keep winning games.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So, what are the early signs then? Who do you think is
It's difficult to say.
not just looking
Most
at the
teams,
table?
yeah. Most teams have played, a couple of games. I still think that Sunrisers do have a chance if they get their middle order batting right.
Yeah,
Hopefully, Kane Williamson playing will make a big difference.
yeah,
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Natarajan have been a bit off color,
yeah,
so a little improvement there in the bowling. Mumbai Indians, let's not even discuss them.
yeah,
RCB looking strong.
yeah,
Whether they carry that form on, who knows? Um, Delhi also looking decent as always. Kings 11 looking good because of their top heavy batting.
yeah.
Their bowling is still questionable.
KKR.
KKR again,
Ritesh
KKR.
Rana has had a good start, but the
Yeah, I
famous
agree.
bottom order hasn't really fired. Middle order hasn't really fired
Yeah,
yet.
true. But again, it's down to that inconsistency with
Yeah,
teams like KKR and Kings 11 Punjab, hit and miss.
yeah.
CSK, Rajasthan, I think have a decent chance. You
Really,
know,
without Stokes and Archer.
without Stokes and Archer, I think the team is coming together.
Yeah,
I feel like they have a decent chance there. And CSK, Moeen Ali,
yeah,
it seems like he's bridging the gap pretty well between, between the openers and the middle order, and he's giving decent overs of
yeah,
spin as well. So, good going by CSK picking him in the starting 11 as well, right? It could have gone
yeah,
either way. So good going there. Yeah, but CSK, Rajasthan, KKR, Kings 11 again, very inconsistent team. So I'm still sticking with Mumbai Sunrisers, RCB, and
Delhi.
Delhi in the top four. Yeah,
Yeah,
you had not picked Delhi in the top four. What do
yeah.
you
I had
think?
Kings. King KP, whatever. Kings
Yeah,
Punjab, Punjab
yeah.
Kings.
Punjab Kings, yeah.
In
PBKS.
my yeah, in my and yeah, and I think they definitely can. I think they just need to get that balance right.
Yeah,
They've had one really, well, nearly lost the first game. Really one good performance with the bat and one really horrible performance. So you
yeah,
just don't know. But I think with more consistency, I think, and that's the thing, in the second game, the openers flopped and then they lost.
yeah,
So it is key for the top order to fire for them. And if they
yeah.
do, then I think they just have a very good chance of winning it or at least qualifying.
Qualifying. Okay, fair enough. So you're sticking to your top four. I'm sticking
Yeah,
to my top four. Let's see how the IPL progresses. Thank
yeah.
you for watching our IPL roundup episode. And as always, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you on the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.